Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Like my speeder in my class. Hello and welcome to our guests. February 9th, Monday, 2026. Everyone have a chance to look at the agenda?
Yeah, it looks pretty normal. I would make a motion to approve it.
Have a second? I'll second. Alan Glenn, seconded. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. I'll show the agenda. There are 2 sets of minutes. I hear something before you. Yeah, we haven't got to them. We just get to them. Yeah. On the 22nd. Being mentioned report facts and facts only. And after everyone was listed. Comment is.
I removed it.
That's removed. That was a draft. Right, that's why we were talking about it before we accepted minutes. Okay. Yep. There's also one typo.
It's funny that people want to talk about facts, bro. Not you.
No, I know, but it's just very embarrassing, right?
Do you see the things they say about me, this board, like highway crew on the internet?
Don't talk that. Don't talk that. But you have a chance on January 22nd. Two changes. Are you looking at them, Mr. T?
No, I'm not. I didn't look if I'm lying.
With the changes for the draft, anybody have any questions about the minutes?
Mhm.
Want to make a motion?
I can look.
Great. Seconded by Mark. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. That. Joel.
Hi, Carol.
Joel, give us a highway, snow plows and mailboxes form. Does everybody have theirs? So you know. Great. Busy.
Yeah.
More snow coming.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that first? That you just mentioned?
How the board feel? Do we want to have a chance to read this over first?
I read it.
Have him talk to us about it. So why don't you tell us everything else first?
Somebody found this. That this is the policy of the Hug Hill Snow Chasers. I forget the name of the town. I could find it if you really want to know.
Chasers.
Hug Hill Snow Chasers, Hug Hill, New York. This is the policy that they wrote up for mailboxes, damage from snow plows or snow coming on, clearing off from the plow. I personally believe that this is the fairest to the town as a municipal entity and to the townspeople as well. The fairest fairest policy that we could implement based off of the ones I've seen, because this is covering that. Given the mailbox was installed at the USPS regulations, then and the plow does still hit it, then you will still get a repair of your mailbox. If you read it, it does say that it will not be a standard issue black or silver metal box and single 4x4 post. The town is now responsible for replacing designer boxes, posts, or any style of newspaper box. So it does still offer something if we do accidentally hit it or whatever. But it's not going, we're not going into $400 or $500 mailboxes at the same time. Yeah, so I just did some light editing to it to make it fit for the town of Poultney and cover what I felt that would be most reasonable, fair for the townspeople and for the.
There's a
You
list-
said that, you said that a lot of other towns have reached out to this municipality to copy the same.
Correct. They found this from a neighboring town. They got this policy and adopted it from a neighboring town. And then they publicly posted it, I guess, in I don't know, in a few places, they publicly posted it. I actually spoke to their highway department's, secretary today to get a copy of this so that I could edit it. And she said that you wouldn't believe how many people have reached out wanting to adopt this for their town because it is pretty well and fairly written for both parties.
A lot of heavy snow and a lot of snow.
Yeah.
There certainly is. Certainly is.
A lot more shoveling.
We just don't have anything in writing right now for protocol.
That I'm aware of.
Yeah, so this is just not replacing anything. It's just, we don't have one.
Correct. It's implementing.
It's like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
It doesn't actually have the height, the required height.
So it does have
To
the,
the post office regulations, so they give you,
right.
there's like a standard USPS height.
Yeah, so I believe it's 6 to 8 inches off the asphalt from the edge of the road to the front door. Don't quote me on that one. You can quote me on 41 to 45 inches to the bottom of the door of the mailbox, which I would urge people to go to the 45 inches, the max height, because that gives more room for the wing to actually go underneath the mailbox. And which it is the landowner or the mailbox owner's responsibility to shovel out their own mailbox. But you're getting an additional service from the town. If we can get the wing right underneath your mailbox, you now have even less snow to shovel, get to it. So it's kind of a twofer if you make it so that we can actually plow right underneath it.
Yeah, I don't see anything. I just feel like the last couple of no-brainers we like passed because they seemed like no-brainers, and then we found out there was like little like the zoning fee thing. So I'm just
Take it over, look it over, take your time, whatever.
want to make sure we
My
don't.
hopes is that we do find something and actually implement something so that we're, we have sometimes it comes to, well, my mailbox got destroyed by the town. Well, I can't find any orange paint or an obvious wing mark. We've replaced enough of them at this point to know when the truck or the wing actually hits it, and we know where the damage points typically are. And then sometimes we find one that has the tiniest little nick to it, but it was all rotted wood. And, I mean, can you really blame somebody else when your mailbox is rotted? That's giving a little accountability to both parties.
Yeah, just some kind of protocol is nice.
Yeah.
It's not just a
Good idea.
every time.
As winging it.
Maybe when you have, the department number, maybe you just put your hours you can be contacted,
I could do that.
just so you know when they can contact you. If they're not sitting on it on Friday and Saturday, Sunday, not knowing when they can contact you about the problem. Or if you need more time to look it over, any questions about it?
I just don't want to mess that little detail up again.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's up to you. We can
I don't see anything that's
take our
like
time and we can do it next meeting if you want to.
really just, first to the USPS regulations and gives us some sort of leg to stand on if your mailbox is broken.
It's got picture diagrams in that link too.
Yeah.
There is a picture diagram on the USPS webpage as well. Not just the, height numbers, not just numbers, there's an actual picture diagram to look at. So you actually have a full understanding of it.
What's this really mean though? So damage from snow coming off the plow blade, the town will not replace the mailbox with.
Right, so the snow, the weight of the snow itself sometimes pushes old rotted mailboxes over. But that's stating that the snow itself is not gonna be, it's not gonna be replaced if the snow itself is what hits the mailbox. If we hit it with the truck or any attachment or any attached part of the truck, then, you know. we
Like if
will-
it was weak enough to get knocked over by snow, then it's not your fault.
Correct, correct. I mean, we made it this long without a policy, so I'm not trying to rush anybody
Yeah.
to make a decision tonight, but
So we have to jump through to adopt this policy, or is that different than?
It's different than the ordinance.
It's a policy we can put up.
I'm just looking for like a spelling error.
It's up to you. We can take our time. We can read it over and we can submit next to it. Put on the agenda for next meeting to adopt it. If you feel comfortable with that, up to you. The mailboxes and the highway department's not going anywhere.
Mhm.
What do you think,
Yeah,
Alan?
either way.
I think it's.
I hope we could say this is straightforward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, the only thing I could see happening is someone saying, you adopted this thing. I didn't know about it, and maybe my mailbox wasn't in compliance, and if I knew about it, maybe I would have put it in compliance. So like if you adopt it, say today, and then 2 days from now you have a snowstorm and you hit, or the snow hits, knocks over 2 mailboxes,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying?
you're not
so we
gonna,
can call for a grace period.
you're not gonna fix your mailbox now, because it's not gonna come out of the ground. I mean, I'm not gonna go out and put mine up 5 more inches or 4 more inches.
Oh, but
now.
if the post is good, you know, you can still pull the 2x6 that's on the underside of the mailbox off and just sturdy that up.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I know I did mention and passed out the paperwork to anybody who's interested with the regulations from the USPS webpage. I'd be more than happy to print off that diagram or a couple copies of it and leave it on the bookkeeper's desk as well. So people, as they come in the office, they can take a copy or have a copy to refer to, or, yeah, I don't know if that, whatever Paul and the board feels is a reasonable thing to do. I'm happy to
Almost
try to
like-
accomplish it.
Almost like, you know, if somebody, like Paul said, if somebody right now finds that their mailbox is whatever, not in compliance, there's nothing you can do right now with the frozen ground for the most part.
You can
So
drive
there's really,
state. You could drive state.
no one's gonna mess with the mailbox and
Good.
with the ground.
Typically what it is the damage, we very seldomly take the post, the vertical post that's holding.
The back.
It's the box itself. The
Yeah.
door, the corner of the door gets clipped, the side of the door gets clipped, or the entire mailbox gets taken off of the hose. It's not typically the post.
Just go
Okay, go ahead now and give motion.
to adopt this mailbox policy that Joel's presented.
I'm a second, third.
Seconded by Val. All in favor?
Alright,
Any opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Joel. Good
Okay,
idea.
so I'll create that with the Monday through Thursday, 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. next to that. Okay.
You'll bring that, a picture of that. We can just leave something for the beginning, let's play this year of the mailbox policy in the office by Nisha.
Yeah.
Be great.
Yeah.
Put it on the website.
Great. Thank you.
All right. Rock salt.
Salt, yeah. So a lot of phone calls and reaching out to people has gone on with this whole salt ordeal. Obviously, everybody's seen the roads. And the difference in the last couple of storms versus what we've done in the rest of the winter. We don't know when we're gonna get more salt from our regular supplier. Our regular supplier is Cargill and it's trucked through Barrett Trucking of South Burlington. Barrett does a fantastic job, as we call, and they have material on hand. Cargill has done a terrible job upholding the written contract that we have signed with them. We're not even at half of our estimated tonnage for the year, and we basically don't know if or when we will get more salt from Cargill for the remainder of this year. But Barrett's done a fantastic job, and they're in the process of securing a couple other places to get salt from. The only downfall is we're going to be paying $120 a ton for it versus the contracted $98.75 a ton for it. So it's gonna go up a little bit. And even with this backup option, that's not foolproof. So we're going very sparingly at this point with it. We didn't put any additional salt down. Well, we did put a little bit of salt down in a couple of places that were less than, nice looking in East Poultney and 140 today. But otherwise, like Meadow Lane, flat roads with speed limits low, and if you go off the road, you're just gonna go into a front lawn
Mhm.
or a small field, you know, not over an embankment or something.
Such a nice thought.
Yeah, I know it's a crap situation. Like I said, I've reached out to tons of people, including the chairman of the TAC, the representative McCoy, V-Trans. We got 2 tandem loads of salt from V-Trans at the Castleton garage, which when we do get more salt and we're in a good place, we are going to have to give that back. We can't just pay for it and run with it. So, but everybody's trying to work on finding stuff, and the networking through the other highway departments around the county and bordering the county of Rutland is pretty amazing. Everybody that I'm seeing communicate and, hey, I found this, or hey, we can do this, you know. So we're all working together to try to do our best with that. Well, just being on until the end of this winter, you know, the roads might not be quite as great as what they have been in the past. A little bit, but we'll put material on them as needed. If we got to put some sand on them to provide a little extra traction, we'll do that.
Sand works.
Yeah.
And we have plenty of sand.
What do these guys say? Like, I know it's
fair.
it's everybody, okay, but what are they, if you're contracted for X amount, do you get credited for, like, I feel like everybody's shorted on it. Like, is there
Is there anything that protects the town out of this contract? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, just like if
they don't
give us
fulfill-
half the salt we paid
Yeah.
for. No,
No.
they're just like
This is a one way.
monopolized the
It's a one
salt.
way. No, there's other companies, and we've made attempts to call a couple of other companies that, like, New York State DOT, New York State contract got through Appalachia this year. Last year they had American Rock Salt. They got an Appalachia contract this year. They're not taking on new customers. And there's one that you have to reach out via email and they'll be in contact with you. One said, call us back in the summer, call us in the off season, and we'll consider it. So, I mean, the ice storm that we had there a month or a little over a month ago at this point, that put a huge damper. I mean, that was a boatload of salt that got used by pretty much everyone in our entire regional area. You know, and let's keep in mind too, that we're not in a great position, I don't feel, where we've got 3 to 5 storms worth of salt. And that's all we can store over because of our salt shed size.
We had bigger and better storage.
Right. If we had used salt and salt alone in that big Sunday through Monday ice storm, and that salt shed was full, I probably could have emptied that entire shed to try to keep the roads within reason.
Yeah.
You can,
Yeah, to the bottom line of the salt shortage. It's a huge blame game.
it is.
Yeah,
Usually
It's the railroad.
Yeah.
Plant.
and it's every town.
South
Yeah.
using salt.
good luck.
New York,
West Coast. We had a lot of rain and ice, not more than usual. A lot of rain. A lot.
So there's no incentives for, you know, they just do the blame game, obviously, but like these companies aren't like responsible if you get half the salt you're bargained for.
I mean, I'll reread the contract with Cargill, but there wasn't anything that stuck out to me that
I was just curious.
says that they also have to uphold it. It's basically, if we don't buy a load of salt through, if purchase is not made by December 31st, Cargill reserves the right to revoke pricing provided in this quote letter. So then at that point, they could charge whatever they want to charge per ton of salt.
Gotcha.
I think it is good that you get Paul. We continue to put it up on the website then when the roads are bad and there's limited salt.
Okay.
Especially when we have big storms. I think that's important.
We did put it on VT alert. I don't recall if we said it was an ongoing situation, but
Just a reminder. I think
I'm just gonna say now, with what I know, I think it's gonna be ongoing. And I've asked Cargill what they're gonna do to to prevent this from happening for a third year. I mean, it's, you know, I did mention this toward the end of last winter, but we didn't get to the point where we're at now. I did get another order placed through this $120 ton salt today, but we may not see that for a week to 2 weeks, and I probably have 2 storms worth of salt. And
How much of a difference, like, it's hard to measure, but if we had better storage options, like our towns with better garages doing better with this issue, or is it?
well, Castleton still has a fair amount, but they're still having to go sparingly. And they just built a new salt shed. I don't know how many storms worth it holds. I don't recall their center line mileage for asphalt either, but
Gotcha.
we have a really, for a what people think is a small town, we have a pretty fair amount of road mileage and asphalt and or gravel. So
Good to keep in mind if we ever get that highway
Yeah.
done, that we need a big salt shed.
yeah, so that's where we're at with salt. If there's no other questions about that or anything. Digital radios. As most of you probably know, a few years back, we had the repeaters installed for the VHF radio system that we currently have. The repeaters did not make the difference that we were looking for. They did make a difference. It was a slightly noticeable difference from us on the town side. Not much difference for the village guys. What we did not know, what the company did not tell us at the time, is there's a different radio program called Digital. I got a new tech that came out maybe 6 months ago and found a bunch of, anyways, he turned us on to this Digital program. They let us demo it for 2 weeks. We used mobile and mobile as a vehicle mounted radio, and we used handheld radios. And basically we spent a couple hours driving around the places where we never get service with our current radios. And we couldn't find places where we basically couldn't find a place that wasn't within 10 feet of walking distance where we could get perfect coverage and crystal clear service out of them. The catch to this program is it would be an annual charge of $7,956 a year, because we have to pay for each radio. Each radio is $39 per month. So that turns out to $663 a month, and then $7,956 a year for the 17 radios, which is everything that the highway department currently has. And figuring in when that new truck that's been sitting there for almost a year finally gets done. And that would also cover the radio in the town office as well. It's an outstanding program. I can't begin to explain the frustration of I'm stuck or I'm here, and then it just completely cuts out and there's no cell phone service. You get a guy who says I'm stuck or I'm in the ditch, and you can't tell if he said I'm okay or if he didn't say I'm okay. And when we're 15 miles apart from each other on different sides of the town or whatever, that's the difference between potentially making a 911 call or not. I feel very strongly about if you don't have communication, you don't have anything.
What's the difference between this one, the 7,000, and what we're paying already? Do we know that?
What's the difference?
I mean, if this is what you're asking for, this 7,000.
Yeah, so these are rental radios, and that's why we pay the $30-something a month, because these radios are much more expensive to buy outright than the current radios are. The current radios are, I believe they're $300 to $500 right now. But these are in the thousands each. If they have a malfunction, at around that two-way radio, they'll replace the radio for us. We did talk about selling back the repeater to Adirondack two-way radio. What they said was that, so for the repeater itself, we spent $3,875 on it in June of 2024. They're offering to give us $2,618 for that repeater. So that's the cost of the repeater. The total cost of the project, the total investment that the town has into getting the poles and all the electrical is $19,505. So I don't really feel like selling it is the greatest option for us. Selling back that repeater, I think it could still be utilized. The majority of our surrounding towns are still utilizing VHF, which is what we currently have. Keep in mind, we're part of the mutual aid program. So if they come here, we can communicate via at least one style of radio. Castleton's the only surrounding town that has digital that we would, Castleton and then the Poultney school buses are the only ones that we'll gain contact with if we make the switch to digital, because they're already on digital.
So we have two programs? Basically,
They're not going to credit us for the current radios that we've bought for the last amount of years. So the only thing that we could possibly get to go towards this is that $2,618 that I was talking about, what they're willing to credit us toward it. And then we lose that repeater, yet we still have all the electrical work in the pole.
But if you kept all the electrical work and the repeater, are you going to use it if you have this new system? That's what I'm wondering.
Well, if God forbid, in the event of a, emergency management standpoint, where we request mutual aid or we have to work with Poultney Fire or EMS or whatever, we have that old VHF program and we're in an area where it does work, that's still an option.
So these have different signals, totally different,
I
incompatible.
can't even explain to you, Mark, because it is completely different.
Completely.
And there's no way to make one talk to the other, one system talk to other system.
They have their own network of communication towers
Yeah.
throughout Vermont.
Yeah.
I think even, didn't you say you guys were in New Hampshire and you could talk to each other?
Yeah, so when we had it, we had to pick up a truck in Westminster, out on the
That's
New Hampshire
great.
border. Yeah, right next to the Connecticut River there. And I talked to, I think Dick was out in the yard with a handheld radio. That's something that you can't do that without line of sight with the current radios, handheld radios anyways. So it really is a fantastic setup. It's just, it's an annual recurring fee.
Yeah.
You do spend quite a bit a year on service calls to Adirondack two-way radio for broken mics and wires and things.
I do. I don't have, I could look it up in my email, but I don't have the printout of the last 3 years of what we spent with Adirondack two-way radio. It's a fair amount of money.
Does the village have that system?
We have the same repeater system right now, but we would definitely most likely switch to the same to.
So you can't take ours, buy ours. Oh, questions, board?
So you just keep, ideally, you'd keep the old equipment, for a rainy day, if ever necessary. There's no,
It would become a
private
fail
market
safe
for it
and
or
it,
something.
right. So I could try to invest some time to find some purchasers for some of the older ones or something, to recoup some money, but I don't think we're going to gain.
Just doesn't make a ton of sense.
Yeah. Well, it does for some of the newer radios anyways, that we have, because we always keep a spare on the shelf in case one decides to quit during a storm or something. But we could get rid of that and then we could hold on to, half of what we've got. Because I think even an emergency, situation, we could, if we had something for at least the four of us in the highway department, then we could figure out some sort of communication between whatever other agencies that we're coordinating, depending on what the event is.
You think eventually everyone's going digital? It's just a matter of time.
I kind of asked that guy I was in this meeting too with the rep for the village and he kind of said, wait, kind of be ahead of the curve. This is how everything is going. Once people try out the system, they figure out if it's that much better.
It's like a new computer. Next year, there'll be a bigger, better thing in the following year.
It finally gets it.
Oh yeah,
It goes, yeah.
we'll have AI robots plowing roads in 5 years.
So thoughts,
Should we think about
this
this?
year, yeah.
Should we think
It's,
about it?
it's included in this year's proposed budget already.
Yes, included. Yeah, like that.
This stuff is?
Mhm.
Thoughts, what are your thoughts, Jay, thoughts?
I mean, like I would, I guess trust the guys that do it every day, you know? I don't know much about this world in general, but if it's like,
Do agree communication is really
Yeah.
important, especially when you get trucks, and we've had a lot of trucks go off the road or here, there and everywhere.
yeah, if it's a light years difference, and I would personally, I think, I don't know, if there was like a clear path to recoup some money, that'd make me like happier about it, but it's also like,
Now,
you know.
the cell phones just don't cover it. There's enough spots.
there's bad spots.
Yeah,
down
once-
to-
That's anywhere.
You get down to Endless Brook and you go.
Even Hampshire Hollow, we don't have it on our room.
Yeah, instant communication too. They can't. Like, people, yeah.
Mhm.
Parties want to sell.
Right, right, and that's what it might be. Hey, I'm stuck, and then that's where it comes in where you need the whole crew to hear it, because then you're trying to figure out who's the next closest person and who can get there. You know, who does it make sense to send that way? So from a safety and an efficiency standpoint, you know, if the guy's way out at the Middletown Springs border or whatever, and he doesn't hear me say, hey, I need you to bring that truck over to somewhere else, and he drives all the way back to the garage, whatever. Let's think about from an efficiency standpoint as well. Then he just drove all the way back here, and now he has to go maybe all the way back out there.
I mean, there's occasions where I can hear two guys on the radio, they can't hear each other.
Yeah.
So I have to jump in and say, Joel said this, and then oh, Dick said this, back to Joel.
Yeah, we've literally been trying to play a relay game. Can anybody hear what Dick's saying? Can anybody hear what Kevin's saying?
Yeah.
You know, and it's just,
Hey,
What's-
do you think?
What do you have, like, when do you need it, like, an answer by? Do you have this equipment right now? Like, or they're
we
waiting to come
don't
back
have
from
the
us?
equipment right now, but the second I give him an answer, he could get us on the schedule to get the install going.
What do you think, Val? Do a little better, you know, your safety is really important to us, you know, and I think, I say yay. What do you, Alan, what do you think? Good, Mark?
It's just my,
Well, it's in the budget, but
that's what, we were told the same story 2 years ago.
I did ask during the meeting, you
Right.
know, why it seems kind of like a slap in the face to spend all that money on the repeater and then have it not do, you know, not be the saving grace that we thought it was gonna be. That's extremely frustrating for all of us.
Yeah, but for $220,000.
Yeah, it does. It feels like you're trying to hit a moving target because,
Yeah.
like, you know, everything's changing so fast that who knows in a year or two if these will be
And how about,
retro, you know?
how about the satellite phones? Have you looked into satellite phones?
Did they work in a Iridium phone or something? I have not.
Right, have we-
My knowledge, they're extremely expensive and have used them before.
Yeah,
But this,
I've used them.
this one you feel you can be in contact with other, like in need, if you needed something, a new truck or something, an emergency, whether it's Hampton or wherever, you can still communicate with other places.
Right, so if we keep some of the radios that we currently have and just install this as a supplement, basically primarily for our communication, then the existing radio system could be used to contact Poultney Fire if we're sending for them to get to a call, or the town of Hampton, or Wells, Granville.
So the new system that you're asking for is not gonna allow that communication, that's just.
The
for
new
in-house.
system is primarily for in-house. The only benefits that we'll get as far as outside of in-house is the town of Castleton uses the same system,
Mhm.
and the Poultney school buses use the same system. So we could have direct contact with school buses and the town of Castleton.
What's we budgeted, like what's our annual budget look like for, in this category? I don't have it out in front of me. Would we need it, would we need $7,000 more a year or?
I put it in the proposed budget
Okay.
this year,
You put the digital,
yes.
okay.
So what is the install cost? You said it's about $8,000 a year in rental fee
Yeah.
for your new phone.
I don't think there, I think he said there was no charge for installation.
Yeah, I don't want to speak to that because I really don't remember off the top of my head. Do you remember, Alan?
I can't, there might have been a small initial installation fee, but then
And with the village would be included in this?
that's the village board, I assume they-
Would it be the same amount for you? Obviously, could it be just your crew?
Just can't get 2 or 3 more radios? Is a charge based on amount of radios?
It's $39 per radio.
You don't get any discount.
Yeah, yeah, there's no bulk discount or anything.
Oh, no, it's split it.
I'm sorry, I don't have an answer to give you on that. I could ask what the projected install cost would be.
So that's, but wait, you want.
I like to know the whole cost. What's it gonna cost to get the village hooked into it? Is it just?
That's not our decision to make.
I
Yeah,
know.
that's not our.
I'm just curious.
Yeah.
I like to know the whole thing.
What, the board?
just think I tend to lean on, the people who, like, I can't imagine how critical of a change it is, but that's, I have no reason to think you guys are, making stuff up to, trying to spend, so it's like, I trust you, it's just.
I don't want 2 radios
For
and
sure.
a piece of equipment.
Yeah.
Like, that's more of a, it's really more annoying than it is anything else.
Well, these are just,
Right, there's no
better.
personal, it's not a preference. I'd switch away from Adirondack two-way radio if there was another option, but I believe that I strongly believe they have a local monopoly.
yeah,
There's no other,
They've had it for 40 years.
okay. Yeah, it's just something I don't know much about, sounds.
Up to the board, the table or a motion?
I like to wait till we get the yearly course, the first year course.
so you want the install cost?
Yeah, the install, and it's $36 a phone a month.
$39. We're looking after minus the install, we're looking at $7,956 annually for the service. And that includes replacement of failed radios.
And how many phones does that include? That's in 4.
That's for 17 radios.
Oh,
17
radios.
That's 17 radios.
17.
That's for every truck
Every truck.
and every critical piece of equipment. Base station radio for the highway garage, the base station radio for the town office. And some handheld radios as well. Yep.
We hold off. Okay, board next meeting. So will you bring us installation in the feed for next
I
meeting?
will, yes,
Perfect,
absolutely.
great. Agreement, that's fine?
Yeah.
We will hold off till next meeting, gives you a chance. Mark, you get your answers.
Numbers and stuff.
Great. Let us know, but it sounds good. Thanks for doing all the work.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I know some people know the bridge lights malfunction again for a second time. We did the best we could to buy some time until Wynn arrived on site. They're like an hour and a half out. So if somebody sees the bridge, any of the lights are flashing yellow, please call or the town office or myself or a board member and pass it immediately, because it takes Wynn an hour and a half to get out here if we can't reset it ourselves. And there was traffic driving directly towards each other on the bridge during however much downtime there was in between there. But yeah, so hopefully I spoke to the new superintendent, the replacement superintendent for the project, and I requested to be certain that this wouldn't happen again for the same reason, because this is the second time now that we've had to step in and
You just can't see. If you're going in someone else.
Yeah,
You can't.
it's,
not like
it's a
you can
public
wait.
safety concern
Yeah.
for sure, so.
Good to know.
Simply resolved, but, just a silly thing. As you know, we sold truck 4, the 1984 Chevy. We do need to consider replacing that, probably around the springtime or whatever. Currently have $125,791.50 in the equipment replacement fund. I don't feel the need to make this a brand new truck.
Could I interrupt you for a second?
Certainly.
That number she sent you this afternoon did not account for the upfit of the truck that's sitting in the fire department. So, you've got a little over 40,000.
Big difference.
That's more like a truck.
Yeah, I was hoping to find something. I mean, my thought was like, in that $20,000 truck, something that's decent that we can get a fair amount of time out of, but I don't think it should be a new truck because it's typically the truck that would go to Ames Hollow or these class 4 no winter maintenance places. And I really don't want to take a brand new $100,000 1-ton truck and go scratch the crap out of it. Don't feel that that's the best. If we could find something that's got a warranty or something that, mechanic checks over for us and says, hey, I think this is a solid find. My thought.
Can you be on the lookout for those?
Yeah, I can certainly be on the lookout for it. It's nothing I just want to put it on the board's radar that we do need to consider it for sure.
So it's gonna be like a 1-ton?
I think I would prefer it to be a 1-ton. I think that would suit any needs. We could put the backup sander on it. We probably, this, by my choice, we will never purchase another truck that can't have a plow on it. If you remember 3 years ago, we went from 4 plow trucks to 1 plow truck in a matter of hours. And, we had a truck that was sitting there as 4-wheel drive, but didn't have a plow capability. So it's a lesson learned as far as I'm concerned. Anything we get should have the ability to handle all seasons.
Great. Any questions for Joel? Whew.
Sorry, this is a long one.
Are you done?
I'm done.
Anybody have questions for Joel? There.
I asked.
Very soon. That's very soon. Question for Joel?
Good job on the roads for one thing.
Thanks. Thank you.
Who's responsible for clearing on the East Poultney Bridge sidewalk?
Well, it's the town.
Because I've seen the neighbors clearing it.
Yeah, so I do the asphalt roads. The other 3 do the gravel roads. And when I get to the bridge, I make a couple passes on the bridge. I try to get everything off of the deck of the bridge first. And then I back up and I set the wing on the sidewalk and I push as much in 1 or 2 passes that I can off of the sidewalk. And I have no other equipment that's capable of, I don't have a sidewalk snow blower or a snow blower.
His equipment does all the East Poultney sidewalks, but the bridge wasn't designed with that piece of equipment in mind, so you can't plow that. You'll fall off the side of it.
Oh, the one you use in the village, you know?
They can't plow with the deep plowing me?
No, you'll fall right off the curb there, and then the end wasn't designed for a piece of equipment to make the corner, so even if you can make it down without falling off, if you try to back up, you're gonna fall off. So we tried it a few times. The bridge was first
Yeah.
there. I think it's kind of been the wing idea since then.
Yeah. So how much of the sidewalk does the wing clear? 3 feet?
No, it probably only gets maybe a foot to a foot and a half onto the, at least that's what it looks like. I've never got out and measured it. It's not very much. It's definitely not very much.
So we would need to
I could try.
purchase a snow blower or something and pay another couple hours of manpower, a storm, or we got any teenagers on East Poultney Green?
There's certain sections of the village that we don't even clear in the winter just because they're
Yeah, just,
impractical to.
yeah.
That might be one that's impractical on the town's part. Or townspeople doing their part and shoveling it or snow blowing it
Yeah.
is great too.
If I get a snow blower, that means I need a trailer to put the snow blower on.
Yeah, it seems, like, I was being,
I know, I just,
facetious.
I wanna
Yeah.
cover all angles of the,
If I lived down there, I'd get it.
yeah.
That answer your question?
Yeah, I figured I'd put it out there for the neighbors.
Hey. Thank you, Joel. Thank the guys. I know you've been really busy and I think you're gonna be really busy the end of this week. Not to mention the cold and the equipment not starting.
It was 25 below this morning.
Yeah. Days are getting longer, sun's coming out. It's gonna
Yeah.
warm up soon.
We're over the hump.
That's
Knock on
right.
wood.
We are. Let's hope.
Hmm.
So please thank the crew for us. We appreciate it.
Now,
Um,
speaking of road food though, I did pick up those 5 bags of garbage up on Evergreen. I don't know if you noticed that.
I have not been over Evergreen Road.
I picked them up.
Want someone through? Oh,
Good job, Mark.
Thank you for that.
yeah.
But I did not pick up the 6 bags that were
Over
old.
the bank.
No, they were scattered. Absolutely half frozen in snow. I picked up the 5 recent ones.
There has been people, I know Carol's here to speak about, but I know there's people dumping everywhere. And I don't know why, it's the season, but there are people that are just dumping garbage bags everywhere. And some of them have their names in
They're
it.
dumping with yellow bags too.
Yeah.
Like,
It's happened before, we just haven't had it for a while, but all of a sudden now it seems to be.
We took 7 bags from the seniors.
Yeah.
They dumped in the senior center.
Yeah.
And back.
In front of the thrift store, the bin.
Yeah,
They were in yellow bags too, correct?
now black.
No, okay.
I told Hunter that I'm not paying for. Oh, it's not the yellow bag.
Came from the senior center, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And nothing useful in it. Now, sometimes you get junk.
Yeah.
Garbage.
trash.
Yeah, so.
Do we have anything in writing, like a fine for?
Oh, yeah, it's $200.
Okay. I'm just making sure we have, when we do catch the perps.
They do leave names in, some of them do, but. it's
Yeah,
still bad.
I did a little bit of proof, and there was from Maple Street School, which is Manchester based.
We don't have any like ring cameras at like,
No, at the thrift store.
no?
We're looking into it.
Okay.
Anyway,
All right.
I thought I mentioned
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, thanks for picking it up, Mark.
it was.
We'll let you know when we have more dumpage.
Let
I
me know.
picked up my share, you can pick up some more.
And I did bring me about 8 tires too.
All in the same place.
No, the for
Those are expensive. All right, thanks. Great. Anything else? We're good? Community development. Should I talk about Sarah's things or something? So I know we only have a few friends here, and so is there a few on Zoom tonight?
There was 5 or 6 people.
Sarah, both of you know Sarah is no longer with us. We talked about that, working for the town of Poultney. She's at Cedar full time, although, she still is in contact with us and some of the projects that she started with Paul, she'll still continue. And, Poultney will still be on her. Well, kind of on her agenda still, one piece of it, we just don't have all of Sarah, but we'll have a little bit for things that we need. So she's gone, but we still have a little bit, time with her, but she'll definitely be tying up things with Paul. But anyway, she wrote a nice letter. I gave you to the board member, to see it. That she, let me see. That she was sad that she couldn't, be at the select board meeting to tell all of you, goodbyes and thanks in person. But I did want to read, for the past 5 years, I did want to read that, I hope you'll share my sentiments with the board along with how grateful I am to Paul Donaldson for his leadership as the town and village manager during this time, her 5 years here. His leadership is constant, selflessness, adaptable, empathetic, educated, and built in an awesome sense of humor. sidebarred with it, but the approach was, the approach I was able to take in my role as a direct reflection of Paul's ability to provide a strong framework to work from and the environment in which innovation and change could take place. I'm deeply grateful to have had the opportunity to work with and learn from him. She thanks all the board. She thanks for being a part of the community. And let's see, she said one other thing up here. I'm truly honored to have the opportunity to work in the amazing Poultney community the past 5 years and to have witnessed the community undertake such meaningful progress towards its future. The people in Poultney are some of the kindest, generous, and most community-minded people that I've ever met. I have been fortunate to be a part of that. So she wrote us all a letter to thank us, and we missed her already, but we are still in a little bit of contact with her. So I wanted to make sure that you knew that she was sorry she couldn't be here. But she thanks all of us, especially for work with Paul.
Good luck, Paul.
Yeah. I don't know if someone says something negative
Yeah,
about me.
something.
Yeah. Right?
Something.
I had to double check and like, what? No, thank you, Paul, for all you did. I know you and Sarah did a lot of work together on grants and monies, and we still have a long way to go, but she will is going to continue to work with you a little bit on that. So that's great. So, town manager, the report.
So I had on here zoning fee schedule that needs to be tabled. The zoning administrator has a meeting tomorrow morning or tomorrow sometime with Amy Lee, chair of the planning commission. There's a couple of things that they're gonna talk about on the fee schedule. So I think there's gonna be a couple more changes to that.
I take full responsibility because I didn't do due diligence to look through it as thoroughly as I should have. I thought there's just some typos, but there were some other things on it that needed to be changed. So now we have, and the board will see the newest contract, we have the office, Jeff, the zoning administrator, and Paul on board. So we have the changes. It's going to be a nice, pretty format. So it looks really good. There's still a couple things that won't be settled finally until tomorrow. So I will get to the board a final copy of it so you can see it. So next meeting, we can definitely get it settled and put on the website. We did take it down. So I thank you all for your support. I know it's been a challenge, but it looks good. It looks like it's not many changes, but I want you to see them before we make it official on the website. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we've got yearly, we adopt the town roads and bridge standard. The forms changed slightly this year. The state changed the form, but I've filled it out to reflect the bridge and road standards that we've always have adopted. So if someone wants to make a motion to adopt that and sign it, I'd appreciate it.
There a motion?
Sign this one.
I would make a motion to adopt the road list.
Road to bridges. Standards?
Bridge standards.
Standards. Do I have a second? Seconded by Val. All in favor? Any opposed?
Aye. In favor.
Okay.
I missed it.
And you're gonna sign. Great. Motion carried. So we pass it around. We'll sign it. Okay, no worries.
So the July fireworks is, we did sign a contract for July 3rd with the rain date of July 11th. And they acknowledged receipt of the signed contract.
That's good, Paul.
We've got a liquor license and
I'm gonna do that.
tobacco license and tobacco substitute license for Stewart's here. Stewart Shots. Someone wants to,
Renewing.
yeah.
I'll make a motion to renew Stewart's.
Have a second?
The license.
Second.
Second by Alan. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried for Stewart's liquor license.
So the MERP RFPs that Sarah was working on, and needs to continue to work on, but we also have the Rutland Regional Planning Commission assisting us. And the RFPs were put on the Vermont bid registry, I think this morning. And I've already had one inquiry from one company about the plumbing, some of the plumbing aspects of it, so people are seeing it.
That's good.
The land company for every project or individual projects?
I mean, ideally, you'd be working with one company, but it's not a requirement that they take on
No, it
other
could happen.
projects.
It could happen. But
You know, sign that.
At least we know what's out there and people are seeing it, which is good.
Mary Jo Teeter, our assessor, asked me to have the board sign the tax map maintenance proposal for April 1st, 2026 through March 31st of 2029. It's the same agreement that we have with them now, but we just have to update the agreement. So if someone wants to make a motion, 1, 2, 3. If someone wants to make a motion for me to sign it, I could sign it.
Just to generate the actual map that we need for.
yeah,
Yeah.
they update it every year. So I can make that motion to for the tax map.
Do I have a second? A second. Val seconds it. All in favor? Any opposed? What the dates on that? You said 27 to 29?
April 1st, 26 to March 31st of 29. Just a quick note on I received the proof of the town report this morning and I approved it, so town reports will be here, I think, next week.
Great, thank you for all you did for that. Getting a hold of everybody, getting everything set up, a lot of work.
When's the earliest somebody can come in and to get a ballot?
A ballot?
A ballot.
You're asking the wrong person. You have to ask Betsy Westcott.
Right.
Thank you. I know that's a ton of work. All the information there. Appreciate it.
It's always fun.
Is consistent and selfless and everything.
Oh,
That's all I have right now. As Jonas used to say,
At this moment?
that's all I have for right now. Wait.
All right, do I hear any public comments? Questions? Mary Sue?
What's the latest info on the town village merger?
Do you want to tackle that?
I'm waiting for the board to tell me when they can meet, or when they want to meet next. I think if you may recall, the consultants gave their presentation about some of the different options, and we asked them to look at the option of the carrying the debt for the water and sewer infrastructure, and what it would look like if towns town taxpayers shared in the cost of that, and they amended their report. So I can't tell you what the number, what it looked like, the results, and those have been provided to the committee. And I think it's, I don't want to say it's like, what's the expression, herding cats?
Yeah.
It sort of fell off my radar and Sarah's a little bit, but I mentioned it to Joe DeBonis, who's the chair of the committee at the last village meeting, so I think I just got to herd the cats for the next meeting.
Oh, okay.
Long way saying that, I guess.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. It's been a while, so.
We've had a lot of things going on. So it's kind of not top of it.
And this is probably gonna go to you, Paul, too. Have there any new ideas been floated regarding the bank building, or is that totally off the radar at this point?
I mean, it's off the town's radar for sure. So, you know, we're not under contract anymore. The owner's not bound by any contract with us. The last I heard from him was, you know, if you guys still want to try to figure it out, but I'm gonna list it probably in the fall, I think he said. So,
Any update on delinquent tax sales?
yeah, the attorney that we use for the tax sales is, starting the process. There's one party that had already proposed a payment plan, and there's a couple things that the attorney wants me to change on that. I drafted the agreement, and there's a couple things that the attorney wanted me to change. So it's in progress.
How many properties?
Oh, I just saw the paper in here. This morning.
Gotta get the board numbers.
Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, how many? Get my calculator out. About 35 properties.
So they're listed in the town annual report too. But
They are, right. But the new law that was passed last year makes it a little bit more difficult for us to collect. We've got to offer payment plans. If they're only a year delinquent, you can't try to collect it. It has to be more than a year. And it has to be a certain amount. If it's under a certain amount, you can't try to collect it through a tax sale. When they changed that law, it really kind of hampered a lot of towns, because some towns were right in the middle of the process. You know, the attorneys had to educate themselves on the law, and then they had to educate all their clients. So we're making progress.
Thank you. And one more question. And I think Sarah was involved in this. You were looking into a blighted property ordinance.
Yeah, Sarah and I actually talked about that before she disappeared. And it's something that I've got to bring to the planning commission, I think, because with designated downtowns, which the village of Poultney is, we've been advised by that board that a similar ordinance, if you want to keep your designated downtown, you gotta have something like that, blighted property or property in historic preservation. I think it's coming down the road, so sort of on the radar, but not like pinpointed on my radar.
Okay. Thank you.
So it's definitely on the radar.
Anything else, Carol or Patty?
Property. Got a couple of them.
There's a question online here.
Well, the town garage, is there any movement on that or?
No, but no,
There is, the cracks are getting bigger.
yeah, it's getting bad. It's still about, we're still working with Sarah on that. That's part of the visitation and what we need to do first priority list. So that is a priority. At first this was gonna be a priority for the bank, but since that's gone, then most of us is going into priority of the highway department.
Is that on the ballot?
No.
We don't have answers to put it on the ballot right now. The questions people are gonna ask, and we don't have, like, we don't know. We've had people come in and look at it, engineers have looked at it, let us know, like, the possibilities, can it be there, can it not be there? If we have to move it, where do we have to move it? So those are all things that we've had in discussion. We don't have answers at the moment to give people.
Patty, the big issue is $7 million. We have estimates of $7 million to deal with. But where's that money gonna come from? Nothing that Sarah could have done for us would have gone towards that.
That's not true. We asked for a congressional directed spending,
Yeah, that's true.
that we did not get.
Right.
And coincidentally, not to say anything bad about Woodstock, but Woodstock has a similar project, building a new highway garage, and they got $1 million towards that project.
They did.
The last round of congressionally directed spending.
Right, which we didn't get. Right.
So,
Yeah.
Spoiled brats.
So we're working on some of those avenues because we
Right.
don't have the money. So those are things now we've kind of had to get through the budget. Now we'll have to step back on the offices, and that is one of our main priorities. I think it's in tough shape. So
Yeah.
good question. Great.
so Ben Thurkield made a note here. He's online. Do you want me to speak for you, Ben, or do you want to speak for yourself?
Can't hear you.
Thanks.
You gotta unmute yourself at the
And-
top.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yeah.
we can.
Okay, hi, folks. I just wanted to, thank you all for the work you do as the select board, but at this time, I felt like it's a good idea for me to give you the courtesy of offering my resignation from the merger committee. I'm very, very disappointed in the lack of action that has taken place in that committee. There's just a total lack of leadership, a lack of impetus, and I quite frankly am not going to waste my time anymore. I will probably attend the trustee meeting and give them the same receipt. But if you have any other projects that I can help on, I'm certainly interested in, but I'm done with this one. So thank you.
Get that?
Kinda. It was very echoey,
Very,
just so you know, but
Yeah.
I think I heard it.
that's stupid.
Oh, we're very sad to hear that though, Ben. You were a big part of it. I know it's going slower than we all wanted to. We just had a lot of issues and a lot of things we needed feedback back. So I wish you'd reconsider, but we appreciate all that you've done so far.
Well, thank you. It wasn't much.
Anything else?
Anything else? Anything else? We don't need executive session, or do we?
No.
We gotta wait till it, okay. I need a motion for the board orders, please. Everyone's had a chance to look them over. Do
Thank you. The order to sign the order.
I have a second? Second by Alan. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried to sign the board order. There will be no executive session tonight. Next meeting, plan on it, we'll have an executive session then. Well, you know. Great, if there's nothing else. Second,
Stay warm.
second by Val, all in favor? Good, any opposed?